Here are 3 frequently asked questions that we get in our DMs from New York City renters. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Alia Mohammed. I'm the co-founder of Open Igloo, and I share tips and info on renting in New York City, so be sure to give us a follow. We try to respond to as many DMs as we can, so if you ever have a question, don't hesitate to drop us a note. So these are 3 common things that renters ask us about. The third one is particularly confusing, but I think it's a really important one for renters to know. So number 1, I'm renewing my lease and the landlord is asking for more security deposit. Are they allowed to do that? The answer is yes. The landlord is allowed to collect up to 1 month's rent. So if your rent is going up by $50, they are allowed to ask for an additional $50 to your security deposit. Number 2, can you help me find a rent stabilized apartment? We get this question all the time, and it's the number 1 reason that we added this to Open Igloo. So when you're browsing listings on Open Igloo, make sure that you hit this toggle, and we will only show you listings that are in buildings that have rent stabilized units. And the third question we get all the time is, my landlord is trying to increase my rent by 10%, but they didn't give me the legally required notice window. What do I do? So in New York City, landlords are legally required to give you between 30 to 90 days notice, depending on how long you've lived in the apartment, if they want to increase your rent by more than 5% or not renew your lease at all. So what will frequently happen is that landlords will miss the notice window. They might tell you 20 days before your lease is ending, hey, I'm gonna increase your rent by 10%. This whole scenario that I just described is another reason that you wanna try and get a rent stabilized apartment, because then this could never happen to you. But if it does, you want to make sure to alert the landlords to the law and enforce the notice window. And it's important to remember that them missing the notice window does not mean that your rent is only going to go up 5%. It just means that they need to give you the notice window for that 10% increase or 20% increase, whatever they want to raise it to. I hope that was helpful. Drop your other questions in the comments.